Democrats and Republicans can't really seem to agree on anything. But there's one thing no one's really talking about that both sides should be standing for: the open internet. An internet free of government restrictions, censorship, and regulation. The internet isn't just about Twitter, bacon, cats, and memes. It's more than that. It's something that drives the American economy and has revolutionized the way we do business. Sadly, our government has tried to restrict the internet through bills such as PIPA and SOPA. This October, Reddit co-founder Alexis Ohanian, General Manager Eric Martin, and a small group of people are taking a bus from Denver, Colorado to Danville, Kentucky to rally the internet community and campaign for the open internet during the presidential and vice presidential debates. Our mission is to convince the nation's politicians that internet freedom isn't a red issue or a blue issue, but something which everyone cares about. The Internet 2012 bus tour will collect, document, and share stories that illustrate the power and potential of the open internet from the American heartland.
Okay, so I'm at my hotel right now. I'm ready to disembark. I don't know if you say that. Going to meet up with the rest of the Reddit crew at some Irish pub. We're going to watch the presidential debate, candidential debate. There should be drinkies involved. It kind of feels like the first day of school, only there's slightly more alcohol than there was at mine. So I'm excited about it, to say the least. I'm in Denver, Colorado right now. I am at Katie Mullen's Irish pub watching the presidential debate. And I'll say this, if you have the means and you could be in the town where the presidential debates are happening, I would highly suggest it. It's like watching the f***ing Super Bowl, everybody's flipping out, it was awesome. I'm not gonna say much about the debate itself because I think political pundits are kind of useless people. They're like the sportscasters after the sports game who are like, yeah, that team definitely won. They won the shit out of that game. I'm meeting all the Reddit people now, the people I'm gonna be on the bus with. I had a chicken sandwich. That was glorious. Cheese, fries. I'm gonna go inside and get drunk. You know they have that ticker on the bottom of the screen that shows men and women, like if they like what Mitt Romney or President Obama are talking about? I think they should do away with that and have like a bunch of men and a bunch of women interpretive dancers on either side of the stage. Agreeance or disagreeance, but it'll all be in interpretive dance form. You let me know. I think you'd be a thing. There's a truck. I'll talk to you later. Yo. I'm in Denver. We talked about that before. In about a half an hour, I'm gonna go meet up with the tour bus, and I will let you guys know what's going on there. This bed is pretty comfortable. So I'm going to see the Reddit bus, which will be my home for the next 7, 8, 10, 5 days. Oh, I think I see it. Oh, I see it through the trees. It's so big. That's what she said. So this is the bus that I'll be living on. Wow, it's gigantic and it's so clean. So do you think you could put your feelings into words right now?
It's a thing of beauty. And what I really like, our special donors, I think, are getting their money's worth.
We're gonna have breakfast, and then I'll be on the bus. I'll be able to show you who's inside. Let me be your inside thing. I've never been anybody's inside thing, so this is just a really special time for both of us. A really fancy bus. What if it blew up right now? Clip playing! I hope that's where it is. As far as the camera, I'm gonna go. Next time you see me, I'll be on that bus.
McCain used to chill.
It still kind of smells like him.
Shower in there.
They've already told me there's a strict no pooping in the shower clause. Oh my god. Look, we got buttons, illuminated buttons. Pressing all those. There's a kitchen and a kitchenette. This is where I'll be sitting. Hello and welcome to the next episode of Mike Falzone wears the same jeans for a week. I'm gonna go meet up with the bus. We're gonna go do some activities. You'll be with me the whole time. You're my only friend by this point. Making me a little less lonely on the lonesome road. I'm gonna jump from the couch to the bed. No, bro. Oh. So right now we're in Boulder, Colorado. We're at this company. Wow, I just got dizzy. Look at this wall. I'll be fine. We're at Modular Robotics right now. They make these things called cubelets. There are all these little blocks that have different functions. These little cute little robots. And eventually, they're obviously just gonna kill us all. But right now, they're just adorable. They give them to kids, and then they just make things that drive and steer and light up. And I'm like, we had blocks with letters on them.
Black blocks are sensors, clear blocks are actuators, like a flashlight. When you put them together, you get simple robots. Take little wheels, and put a battery block on top of it, and put a distance sensor on there, and whenever the distance sensor detects an object, the robot drives or make it go the other way, and create little robots that drive away from stimulus.
Why is internet freedom important to you all?
I was actually a high school student at MIT when they really were inventing the internet. Throughout my life, I've seen these amazing technology developments happen on the backbone of the internet. And our worlds and our lives have changed that way. The internet was paid for, the development was paid for by public money, by tax money, by your money, by my money. And it's important that that resource be shared amongst us and not be controlled by special interests.
Great answer.
You guys
He's right.
introduce lots of things. Kids already have that innate curiosity about the world, and to be able to put something that is actually powerful in their hands and make them feel like creators with a couple of blocks, yay for more nerds. I say, yay tiny robots.
Yo, it's not even 5 in the morning, and I'm waiting for a car to come pick me up to bring it to the Reddit guys, to bring it to the Reddit guys so we can get on the bus so we can start going to Nebraska. Don't think you'll be able to see it, but it's snowing. 2 days ago it was 80, and my body is confused. Perhaps as confused as it was in middle school when it was going through all those dope changes. I'd like to start this video vlog installation by saying I have absolutely no idea where I am. Never heard of this place before, but it does have gifts and a wagon wheel, and there's something to be said for that. We now have as much fuel as we need to get out of here. There were a bunch of stickers that said "No Obama" and "Impeach Obama." There were lollipops with scorpions in them, and then there were tequila pops with worms in them. There was a candy called chicken poop, and I will include pictures of all these things in hopes that I'm not just fucking delirious. That is a scorpion inside a lollipop.
I believe that's what we're dealing with here.
Which seems like the most appropriate place for a scorpion.
Maybe the scorpion died in like a La Brea tar pits of lollipop.
Yeah, that's like the Han Solo of scorpions.
Right, exactly.
Oh, it looks like there's some protruding.
Yeah, it's kind of bitter.
Wow, that's blown out. Good enough. We're here at the University of Nebraska, Lincoln. It took me back to my old college days. A bunch of football players came around, called me a and pulled my underwear up over my head. There's this program they have that integrates kids and the internet and business to really just craft and cultivate the startup leaders of tomorrow. I didn't even write that. I just thought of that right now. You have any idea what it's like to sit in a room with a bunch of people who are going to be a lot more successful than you one day?
Thank you all for coming out. You all could be studying right now. I'm just kidding. One of the big areas that it's affecting change, the internet that is in education. You all are sort of participating in that right now because education you're getting is very different from the one that I was getting just 7 years ago. All right, now that was me and Steve Huffman when we graduated from the University of Virginia back in 2005. Now, we would go on to go found a website called reddit.com that hopefully all of you use when you're not studying.
I'm John Wirtz. I'm a co-founder of Huddle. We connect coaches and athletes with their video. So after this game behind me is over, the video is going to get uploaded to our servers. Coaches are going to cut it up, tag the touchdowns, tag the great plays, tag the bad plays, and share that out to their team. And then later tomorrow, these athletes are going to go make highlight videos off of that. They're going to share it with recruiters. Everything that's happening with sports that involves video, we're powering that online.
So let me ask you a question. I played high school sports and I was just the shittiest. Is there any way that somebody like me could go into the footage afterwards and maybe play around with it a little bit? So maybe I'm the one who scores the touchdown finally.
Yeah, we haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah.
I'd love to make that happen. Maybe you can trim the crappy part out of the beginning where you fumble the ball, but
like
just leave the part where you pick it back up and score the touchdown.
So it's either put my face on the good players or just get me out of there.
Yeah, face overlay, we'd love to do at some point.
Is there a way that you can maybe also work on a time machine since your company is doing so well?
I'd take a time machine back, and if I could also invent a height machine, I would make myself 6'6".
Ready, watch this.
Yep.
See what we can do with technology?
Boom.
Now you're 7'8".
It's done.
I just want video evidence. This is the first thing I did before I got alcohol poisoning tonight. Someone's over.
Hey, I'm in Lincoln, Nebraska right now. We're getting ready to leave, and I shouldn't even really be filming this because it's nobody's business but my own. There is someone who means a lot to me that I think is screening my phone calls. I want to kind of prove it to myself whether or not this is happening. Hello, room service? Hi. Yeah, it's me.
I'm in Des Moines, walking around an unfamiliar city, 8:30 in the morning is the least scary thing that I've had to deal with for the past 12 hours or so. This is my impression of the first scene in Gladiator. Started taking advantage of the documentary team that they have here, and I'm gonna have them light me every time I turn the camera on. So I'll just be walking down the street, there'll be like 5 or 6 guys chasing me at all times. Look at how great this is. See this guy? I'm not paying this guy to do that. We stopped off at Dwala, which is yet another startup. We're delving in further, obviously, but I'll let them talk.
Wallet is a payment network that bypasses existing credit cards and debit card networks and essentially all of the costs and risks associated with them. Interchange fees, they suck about $48 billion a year out of the economy. We entirely bypass the fees by creating an entirely different network.
I'm starting to learn what I'm supposed to be learning on this whole trip and this whole internet freedom thing, and the reason why it's so important to protect that internet freedom. It's the American pioneer spirit to want to go out and create something, and that's what literally anybody can do on the internet now. If you're good at something, you can go and start a business and have the rest of your life dictated by what happens to that internet-based business. Everybody has this great power and great opportunity that you can do whatever you want with right now. That's a freedom that we need to protect, because that's something that can stir the economy, and we see it building small towns and even small cities now, and you see economic growth because of what's happening with these small businesses on the internet. I'm starting to get it, and that's good, because when you get something, it's easier to explain it to other people. Hello and welcome to the Iowa Uncaucus. It actually sounds like we're breaking a bathtub. We're gonna uncaucus the bathtub and drip all of this political passion into the basement of Iowa.
We are going to begin in just a few minutes. Thank you.
That guy with the movie trailer voice is so good. He's been saying very like mundane things. I want to be like, yo, do you need a coffee or anything? And I want him to be like, yes, I totally need a coffee. This guy thinks I'm talking
totally
to myself.
needs a coffee.
I'm talking to millions of people, and they all fit in this thing. It's going to be 28 degrees. 28 is the magical number today because I have 28 hoodies on. So I am incredibly cold and incredibly excited.
I want to thank you guys all for coming out. I'm Jordan Lampy. I work for a company here in town called Dwala. This is about meeting on a bridge and having the civil discourse that we as Iowans have every single day. We don't need to be polarized to accomplish the things that we set out to do, and I think today, hopefully, this is going to prove it. So that's really what this Uncaucus is really about, is figuring out where we stand in relation to another person and figuring out how we can come together and meet in the middle.
Through technology, we're bringing together people all across Iowa.
The problem is when we look out in the crowd, we're all excited about these topics, but we don't vote.
We have to redesign the very foundations of our school system to face innovation age realities. And we can only do this by working together and starting with a blank sheet of paper.
Let's try it one more time. Let's try it. That's when All right, that's good. We're making it warmer in here. Thank you.
Okay, thank you guys so much for coming here this evening. We have Eric, the general manager of Reddit, who I don't know your last name, so I'm just going to call you Eric Reddit. Eric Reddit. And Ben Hutt of the Cheeseburger Network. I'm a little bit nervous to talk in front of you guys, but not really. It just kind of seemed like the polite thing to say. I'd like to start off with a joke. How many startups does it take to change the world? Knock, knock. Just one. This one. My app idea is a GPS teenage makeout spot locator. It's called Makeout, spelled M-A-Y-K-O-T. We already have a lot of t-shirts made up, so if we could just push this through.
Is that .ot?
I'm just going to give my presentation and I'll field questions afterwards. So basically I'm going to run through some of the features that I thought up on the plane ride this morning. Okay, so people can basically, it's a GPS thing, so it'll integrate with your maps on your phone, and people can tag makeout spots as they see them. Maybe it's behind a school. Okay, maybe it's in my parents' basement. Whatever, people can tag those spots, and then they show up as blue dots. The user can sign in to the spot and tell the app if it's male or female, the user. Based on the user's sex, the Makeout app there's little notification tips that pop up as you get closer to your spot. And I'd like to go through some of those notifications now. One is, do not use too much tone. No one wants to leave here soaked. Another one is, you do not grab boobs. You caress boobs. If unfamiliar with what it means to caress, see also knead, as in kneading dough. The word dry should never be used to describe anything that's about to happen. There's another notification. Apply lotion daily to avoid any nickname containing the noun sandpaper. Once a spot is checked into, it becomes occupied, and the blue circle will become red. The user has the option of setting timers and alarms so they don't miss curfew. It can also send a text, an SMS text out to your parents, say that you're coming home soon, or the person that you're cheating on that you're coming home soon. There's a sexy voice guide, turn-by-turn guided navigation, and she'll say things like, turn left, tiger, because that's a sexy thing to say. That'll conclude my presentation. I broke the podium.
I think you should come back to us with a little bit more validation of the concept and perhaps shrink your problem down to something a little bit more manageable. So instead of doing everything, try to do a few things. That's what
I
she
just want to
said.
make out. That's one thing.
Yeah. So you should focus on that problem.
I'm hearing a maybe.
No, you're
but
hearing
I'm
no.
feeling a yes.
You're hearing no.
I'm gonna go before you can say no.
You're actually hearing no.
You ever see this? It's an elevator. From what I understand, we're in Kansas City. We're at the Kauffman Center Live Focus. There's going to be a panel, an entrepreneurship panel. Is entrepreneurship a word?
Entrepreneurship, it's a word.
Now it is. Alexis is going to speak on the panel. There's going to be some other business owners, startup owners. The internet is so important to everybody. That's, underlying themes. Underlying themes. This guy's taking pictures of me. It doesn't get any better than this. Strangers taking pictures of you. There's some finger foods. Here, Kansas City.
So a guitar maker in the 1800s looks like somebody passing along his craft by standing next to a young person and saying, this is how you make a guitar. And funny enough, a guitar today is, when passed down as information, is the same thing. It's two people standing next to each other and me saying, this is how you make a guitar. But the difference that is so fundamental between the 1800 guitar maker and the guitar maker today is not the machines that they use to make the guitar or anything better. It really has nothing to do with the machines. It has everything to do with the fact that in the 1800s, you would sketch out a piece of paper how to make a guitar over time, translating information. Everything is shareable, everything is learnable, everything is tweakable and modelable, and now somebody across the world can make a guitar much like you make a guitar without having to do
We are just outside Kansas City. We're on Parker Farms right now. Parker Farms is about to become a client of Ag Local, which is one of the startups that we've been hanging out with all week. I'm off the tour today. After we had breakfast here, they cooked us breakfast with just everything they make on the farm. I'm bouncing out. This was kind of a really, really cool way to end this. There are several things I've learned. Most importantly, the open internet and all these startups and all the things that the startups influence and help and kind of regenerate. They're kickstarting the middle class of our country. It kind of seems like the new American dream, how anyone with an idea and just a little bit of money could build $1 million company, and we can't stop that or slow it down because we're not paying attention to how the internet's being regulated. What it boils down to is, I'm gonna go have a much better breakfast than you right now. I'm just talking to a sideways phone, but I can feel how jealous you are. And it makes me so happy. Okay. So what are you guys, llamas? What's that like?